So today we are at Luxury Jewels in Beverly Hills with my dear friend Peter Sedgey. Many of you, I'm sure, saw the horrendous robbery that took place here, and we've come to talk to Peter about it and see, what happened exactly from the horse's mouth, and see what he's done about it. So, Peter,
Michael,
good to see you safe and well, which is the most important thing.
Thank you.
You went through a horrendous.
It really was. I hope no one else has to go through that.
Tell us what happened.
Beverly Hills, middle of the day, it was actually I think 1:30, 1:45. I was sitting in my office and I heard what I thought was gunshots. Because the type of window we have was 12 tempered, it wasn't easy to break. And it was one after another. Even the neighbors upstairs who have offices thought it was gunshots. Everyone did. So I was in my office. I yelled, "Everyone get on the floor." I hit the panic button, grabbed my gun. I got on the floor. I was like this, and Cindy's like, "Peter, shoot them, shoot them, shoot them." I'm like, "Cindy, just stay on the floor, stay on the floor." So as soon as it stopped, I got up, went and checked on Cindy and Phoenix, make sure they're okay. I still didn't know what was going on. I came out with my gun and I saw one of them hightailing around the corner. Then I see my window is all broken and there's like glass dripping down. Some of the jewelry was still dripping down. I'm like, there was 12, 13 people already with their iPhone cameras and their cameras videotaping.
So you say 12, 13 people recording. Why do you need 12 or 13 people recording? This is a problem. Everybody's trying to get a social media moment. This social media obsession is also another thing that's keeping people unsafe, man. This obsession. Oh, I see it. You see a robbery and your first instinct is to take it out and record it. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody recording it is a good thing, right? I mean, one person, if you see somebody else with their phone out, your objective should be to try and stop this robbery, man. Try to stop this robbery, that should be your objective. So let's look at this video. So this guy, I mean, you see this guy here, he's trying to stop them. He gets pushed out of the way. Another guy. But look, they make it out. Here's another footage. You see the guy in a navy shirt trying to stop them. But they make their way. And this is the problem. I mean, look. When you have no community, like sense of community, right? People are just focused on, they're not really looking out for each other. I mean, you guys got guns. I mean, why don't you pull out your gun instead of pulling out, a damn phone to record? I mean, what are you doing? Like, these guys shouldn't be able to just get away. They shouldn't be able to just run away and steal jewelry and just run away in broad daylight on the streets. But it shows you exactly that the criminals, they don't fear because they know the people are soft. The criminals don't fear that. They know the people are soft, so they can come out there in broad daylight, middle of the day, smash up, and just run away and make away with it.
Yeah, it went global, didn't it? I mean,
within minutes, I was getting texts. Within minutes,
unbelievable.
I had one of the funny. So it got picked up internationally. I got calls from India, even Ukraine, Russia, name it. One of my friends that lives in Beverly Hills was actually in India. He woke up and saw me on the news there. He thought he was dreaming. He's like, imagine being in India. You put on the news.
Unbelievable, right? Well, it's something you just never ever expect.
No,
I mean, Beverly Hills was one of the safest cities anywhere in the world.
It was known for it. It's always been known for it. It's Beverly Hills, not anymore.
No.
Look at the streets. Ever since this happened, even the surrounding neighbors that I know that own different stores here, it's like saying business has died.
Yeah, people are scared to go to restaurants now.
There's no one walking around.
Unbelievable. It really
and
is.
I noticed
Criminals are running the whole city.
I'm not wearing a watch I've known you for over 20 years. First time I see you not wear a watch.
I'm not wearing a watch. I haven't worn a watch in probably 4 or 5 weeks. Every watch that I own is in the bank. I don't have anything at home. That's not true. I have a G-Shock.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I told you to keep a couple of those.
Yeah, so everything that I have that's even remotely valuable is gone out of my house because this is a crazy, crazy world we're living in.
You see that? The rich people are now scared of the criminals. And this is what's coming in countries like America. the criminals are gonna start, basically controlling the country. It's like Gotham City, man. And then there's no Batman to save you. The cops are not Batman. I mean, this is the thing. This is why I advocate leaving these Western countries, man. The crime is going through the roof, and we're seeing it in Europe as well. It's not just the US. We're seeing it in Europe and US. The crime is just going through the roof, man. And there's no solution to it.
It's just so sad. It's just so sad.
A lot of my customers, same thing. They don't wear any more jewelry. Even when they come in, they want me to escort them to their cars.
I mean, how are you going to do business when nobody's wearing jewelry?
They won't even come in. They're like, just bring it out to my car.
And I'm sure it's affected jewelry sales in general, right? Because people are scared to wear it. I mean, look at me. I mean, it's
People are scared. You do all that work. You do all that work to become rich and go and live in Beverly Hills, and now you're scared to show off the fruits of your hard labor. What kind of life is that? You want to live like that?
Watches my pride and joy.
No.
You don't even have an earring in, I know.
I don't even have an earring in.
I didn't even know that. That's right. That I didn't notice.
Everything that I own of value is in the bank.
Yeah, I don't take anything home anymore.
Right, it's just not worth it. I've had to, beef up my home security as well. I think I see that you have.
Yes.
Goodness, it's a necessary thing, right?
Listen, it's necessary. It also makes the customers feel more comfortable. We got special, I can't say exactly what, we got special windows now. It'll take them a long time to break it, or even if they can. So when this whole thing happened, I think it took a minute and 30 seconds. Cops were here about a minute afterwards, so as long as they're deterred for a couple minutes, the cops will be here. But there's been so much security now. So much.
I see them everywhere. I see security literally everywhere. And
it's not every 2 minutes or every minute someone will go by. So,
do you think it's too late?
Absolutely.
And what do you think that the city is actually doing
so
now?
The chief of police was here, the mayor came here, the chief of police was here last week, so they've added more cameras all around Beverly Hills.
But they don't seem to stop anybody, do they?
So now they have live people, instead of just recording, there's actually live police staff or police officers actually looking at the cameras.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
So they hired a private security firm. That's why you see all the NASDAQ cars and all the security guys going up and down the street.
I know that Beverly Hills was always famous for having the fastest police.
Yeah, but unless you can stop them during the robbery, people are willing to take that risk, man. People are willing to take that risk. I mean, you're going to have to stop them basically during the robbery.
Response time of anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's a minute, right?
So from when I hit my hold-up alarm, I think it took them maybe 2 minutes, 2.5.
Which is a long time for Beverly Hills.
I was going to say, but in reality, that's so fast.
Oh yeah,
that is so fast.
The fact that this is happening in a shorter time than that is what's so scary.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the other thing is, access. There's all these roads they can just run, right?
Yeah,
they get in a car and drive.
Especially if it's a stolen car.
So,
which it was as well, apparently, right?
2 stolen cars. They stole one from Long Beach that they pulled up and just ran out. So 5 guys came. I showed you the video with the sledgehammers and everything. They ran around the alley. They had a getaway car in the alley, which was another.
So they're doing it off on feet, right? On feet, basically. I don't know where the car is. I don't know where the alley is they're talking about, but these guys are literally on feet.
So they had planned this out.
And they're literally using their hands. I mean,
thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming in.
Door, please.
Open.
The fate of the multiverse depends on us. No pressure, then.
I'm not gonna cut this out. Who
That
cares?
thing you're thinking of right now, there's a small business for that.
I should have done this before. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's the greatest. They've got all sorts of armory on them too.
One of the idiots dropped their cell phone while smashing the window, and I have it clearly on our surveillance
go
tape. It
back a little
falls
bit.
right out of his pocket.
So they have so
Planned this out
So
thoroughly, right?
this whole Grand Theft Auto, right? They're stealing cars. I mean, you don't think these video games like Grand Theft Auto 5 have any impact? Because we see this all the time, the gamers and, the hardcore gamers and the game defenders, these guys on YouTube who want to make it out like video games isn't influencing crime. I mean, you guys have played GTA 5. What happens in the first heist? You go and do a jewelry heist. You go and steal, jewelry, millions worth of jewelry from a jewelry shop. I'm not saying that these guys did this because they play GTA 5, but the point that I'm saying is we're living in a society that pretty much glamorizes criminal activity, though. I mean, the top selling video game of all time is a video game that basically tells you to go out there and become a criminal. And the message of these games is not that you shouldn't do it. The message is you should do it. You actually play these games, I mean, which I don't encourage you to, but most of you guys have already played them. It tells you that you should be a criminal. That's the whole fun. That's the thrill of it. And, it does make people think that, yeah, man, I mean, let me go rob a car. People with a low moral sense, which criminals are, all it takes is to put somebody with a low moral sense, glamorize crime, and put them in the wrong crowd, and you've got a criminal. You've got a gang of people. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, and should we really be allowing and glamorizing these kind of video games in a time where crime is going up? But people are making money from it, so they're gonna allow it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's big money.
Another stolen car.
So they had planned this out thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming in.
Door, please.
Open.
They have who takes a cell phone on a jewelry heist?
Yeah,
Their
I
own
mean-
personal cell phone, really. So I know that they got DNA off of it. The fingerprints, I know they sent a warrant to Apple to unlock it, which I think they did unlock it. So once
Yeah, basically, he just got lucky that they are gonna catch these guys, but on a different situation. I mean, as far as I know, most of these heists, they don't catch the people.
they have that, they have all his contacts, GPS information.
They know probably have these people
Yeah,
already.
so there was a rumor going around that they caught one person. I called the head detective of our case to ask her. She didn't answer, but 30 seconds later, the lieutenant called me. It's like, where did you hear this from? We didn't catch anyone, but if we did, we can't tell you. It's an ongoing investigation.
Wait, we didn't catch anyone, but if we did,
And there you go.
tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So what will happen to them once they're caught?
Lately, from what I hear, the DAs just when they arrest people, they let them out in a day, 2 days, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Beyond ridiculous.
So the chief of police said because this is such a got so much media, not just in the U.S., internationally, they're going to go heavy on these guys.
And how much worth of product did they actually take?
Retail-wise, 8 to 9 million.
Unbelievable.
And-
And what do they do with it? I mean, they have
So-
8 to 9 million in just under 2 minutes. That's crazy.
watches have serial numbers.
Even the police said probably that same day or the next day it winds up on Hill Street in the jewelry district.
Really?
Yeah, some people don't care. There's people out there that buy this kind of stuff, which
but-
they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, they wouldn't know though, would they?
Of course they would.
No, I'm talking about the end consumer that goes to a
Correct,
jewelry
correct,
store and buys
correct.
something,
Correct.
and it could be
And
stolen.
the watches have serial numbers, so they're gonna have to sell it to people that don't care.
That's
that
why it's
stolen.
so important to try and get papers with a watch, right?
Absolutely. And the jewelry.
I mean, somebody will buy the watch. I mean, as long as it's real. If you're getting a cut price, I mean, somebody will buy it. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who just want to look, look, I got a new Rolex, I got a new whatever. They don't care about boxing papers.
All they gotta do, because our jewelry is all, which is a shame. All my stuff is irreplaceable. You see the kind of stuff we have. They're all antique jewelry,
Right.
one of a kind. But these pieces have lasted from like 1920s, 1930s, 1890s. They're gonna get them, melt the gold or the platinum,
Oh,
take the
that's so
diamonds
sad.
out.
That is
Yes! And
sad.
they're gonna sell them pennies to the dollar.
Unbelievable. That is so sad. Peter, I mean, it's just good to see you.
I mean, it's not worth starting up a jewelry store. There's a lot of people who've been in this business and they've left this business because of crime. But that shouldn't be the case. We've got to a point where criminals are literally controlling people's lives. People are living in fear, man. And my thing is that, do you want to keep living in fear? I mean, what's the point of even getting rich and going and living in these kind of areas when you're still living in fear? I mean, that's just the reality of it. I mean, look, he's got an armed gunman outside of not outside, inside the shop, an armed gunman. Because he's living in fear, man. And it's getting worse. You think this economic depression isn't going to change the level of crime? The level of crime is going to go up. and it's just gonna become like Latin America, Brazil, Colombia, gonna be a criminal hotbeds, man. That's what I see, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the level of crime every day. You're seeing more and more crime. There's no end to this criminal. I mean, there's no end to it. Nobody has a solution, and my solution is just leave the country, man. It's the simplest solution. This doesn't happen in places like, I mean, if you're rich, if you're a multimillionaire, this doesn't happen in Dubai. This doesn't happen in Singapore. You know, it doesn't happen in Monaco. I mean, if you're a multimillionaire, there's plenty of places you can go to. Why live in the US where you have to worry about crime?
You're safe and sound.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Obviously, you
And
know,
it's not just the US, like I said before. UK is just as bad, man. We've seen many people. I mean, I think one footballer even got his World Cup medal. I don't know if it was World Cup or some kind of achievement stolen. These people will steal anything.
you've taken a lot of precautions to.
We have.
I would say prevent it happening again,
know.
but certainly
Oh,
you're prepared if it happens
We also
again.
got a fogger.
What's a fogger?
So they put these strips on the ceiling. The second you hit the panic button, the whole place fills up with fog.
Like
So-
instantly?
Instantly. You can't see this much in front of you.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Everybody should have one of those,
You should
right?
get one for your house.
Yeah, I will. Everybody should get one. Who is it?
Fog USA, Cindy, what was it? Fog USA. I'll give you his number.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
of that
please
fogger.
do.
Yeah.
Because that keeps somebody there, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
they're kind of lost.
Yeah.
And it's that thick that
Yes.
you can't see?
Yeah.
I think I've seen videos of it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Really?
Like you say, you can't see your hand in front of your
Yeah.
face.
For
So-
real?
The,
Yeah,
the
I'll
whole
show you a video
So
later.
clever. That is
The,
so
the whole
clever.
point is, our door locks and everything. Of course, we have security now. But once again, the cops were here. I think a minute after this all happened. As
Right.
long as I could deter them for a couple
But
minutes.
if they were outside, that wouldn't really help.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
But
but
now they can't get through your glass.
they can't
so-
get through the glass, and we got this gentleman right here.
Yeah, I mean, they would be really kind of foolish. I mean, to even attempt.
Yeah, no, nobody's gonna try and rob that. But the point is, you got to pay that man up front. You got to pay for all the extra security, and the crime has already happened. I mean, you're gonna get less sales because people are less likely to buy jewelry. And you know, if I was this guy, I would just sell up, man. I would just sell up and leave. To be honest with you, I mean, not only the trauma, but I mean, is it even worth it?
Attempt it. I mean, you got a guy
Yeah.
there with whatever that thing is.
But
It's,
but even without all this stuff, I think it's a different environment here. Literally, there's not a minute goes by there's not a police or security.
no, I see that. They're absolutely
But
everywhere.
things need to change because everyone's afraid to come out. Everyone's afraid to wear their jewelry.
You know, people are moving out of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I know.
You hear that? You hear that? People are moving out of Beverly Hills.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, the American dream is dead. If that doesn't show you the American dream is dead, nothing else will. It's the Unreal Man here, the truth of man is. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you're informed every time I upload a new video.